We went for a birthday party. We were dancing, drinking, and the whole lot. So I didn't know anything, so I came to school.
Shika, not her real name, is in senior high school. She is currently in her first trimester of pregnancy. This pregnancy was not planned. It resulted after uncontrolled partying and drinking. It all happened when Shika attended her boyfriend's birthday party while school was on vacation. According to her, she got drunk and had sex with the boyfriend.
We met in April. Yeah. Then we became friends and we started dating. I'll be visiting him sometimes. So his birthday, they invited me and I went.
For months, Shika did not know she was pregnant. She had gone to hospital to donate blood to a sick relative, only to be hit by the news that she was pregnant.
The day my sister was sick, I went to the hospital to donate blood. There I was told that I'm pregnant 3 months, 2 days. So from there I called my grandpa and told him. Then he said I should come home. Then we went to talk about it.
The 18-year-old is disappointed in herself and fears her action may jeopardize her education.
I was sad because I knew that this is not the right time. I'm supposed to concentrate on my studies.
Well, like any other school, it is still the same. Averagely, a semester, about 10 girls get pregnant. Even these first years, currently, as they came to school, 2 of them were pregnant. And then we were able to handle them. They have given birth and they are back to school.
Mercy Jifa Afiakwada is the senior house mistress at Adidome SHS. She believes poor sex education partly results in misconceptions about sexuality among school children. She shares stories of how some girls get pregnant.
We do ask them, and maybe after vacation or after school, they decided to go and mingle and then they get pregnant. Some to birthday parties, some to maybe their parents are not around. A whole lot, adolescents, they like to associate with the opposite sex, and since a lot of education is not going on, they are not able to control their passion well, they end up becoming pregnant.
According to the senior house mistress, her primary campaign was to encourage students to abstain from sex. But in recent times, she has added protected sex to her education. Some students still engage in unprotected sex and the girls become pregnant. Apart from the possibility of contracting sexually transmitted diseases, the senior house mistress has a plan for pregnant girls to prevent them from dropping out of school.
Well, what we do is that when we realize that you are pregnant, normally we monitor you. What I also do is that I call the house prefects, I talk to them and I tell them they should monitor them. And the moment they come to me and tell me that this person, they are suspecting this person, I monitor, and then I call the person, we talk, and then we go to the clinic, we test it, and if it is true, then we call parents to come in. And then we relax the parent and tell them that it has happened.
Shika was raised by her grandfather. She does not know her mother and father. Breaking the news of her pregnancy to her grandfather was difficult, but she eventually did, and Grandpa insisted she returns to school.
So from there I called my grandpa and told him. Then he said I should come home. Then we went to talk about it. It's like I should not give up, I should come back to school. So when it's time to deliver, I'll deliver, then I come and continue my education. I was disappointed, but he said I will make it, so I know that I will make it.
Pregnancy among schoolgirls is a global concern, and it is one of the gender-related barriers that prevents girls from completing the education. While pregnancy affects schoolgirls in different ways, the main difficulty is their inability to continue schooling during pregnancy and after childbirth.
The government has made a policy that since they become pregnant, they need to come back. They go and give birth and come back. So we calm them down. We monitor them. I monitor their antenatals and their food. Sometimes I do give them food if they need be. And we give them money if they need be. And then parents also come in. And then when it is almost time for the child or the girl to go and give birth, we allow the girl to go home, give birth. And 3 months' time, the girl comes back too. So we have a lot of them that do come back. Just a few that decide not to come. But a lot do come back and write their papers or continue with their schooling and then go.
Schoolgirls who are expecting are more likely to permanently stop attending school, even though some people are brave to come back. They would have missed years of education because of the time they had spent away. Due to the demanding dual tasks parents play, caring for their children and also studying, the academic performance may be impacted. Gina is 17 years old and is in her final year in school. She gave birth barely 2 weeks ago. Just like Shika, she had come home for vacation and became pregnant.
That was I'm a brother. So I came home in April. And then to be miscarriage, the guy proposed to me in April. So he asked me to visit him in his house. And I went. So when I went, the first affair that he had with me, I got to know that the next month, that was in May, I didn't have my menses. So I realized to know I was pregnant. But still, my stomach wasn't developing. So I thought it may be a normal thing.
Soon after, she went back to school. She dreaded the worst after 2 months of missing her period. Gina did not tell her mother or her aunt with whom she stayed that she was pregnant. But in her 5th month, her teacher, who had learned about it, could not keep the issue away from the family.
So in May, I didn't have my menses. The other months, the menses did not come. So I went to the hospital and then they told me that I'm pregnant. I didn't tell them myself, but when I went to the school, I got to 4 months, getting to 5 months. When my madam told me that now, when my pregnancy is getting to, she needs to tell my parents. She first told me that I need to tell my parents, but I told her that I'm scared. When I tell them, I don't know what they'll do to me, so she should help me telling them. So she called my grandpa. My mom is not staying here, she's at Accra. So she called my grandpa here and she told him, like my grandpa told him that unless he sees me before he believes what they are saying. So he then called my auntie and then he told him everything. And I came home when we vacated. That was in May, June. And I came home. So when I came home, they called me and then got to know that this is the point.
She was thrown out of the house and was asked to go and stay with the one who got her pregnant. So she packed out and went to stay with her 22-year-old boyfriend.
When I came back from school, my auntie that I'm staying with, she threw my things out. But my grandpa told her that she should have patience. So she should pack the things back to the room. She should have patience. When the boy comes out, the boy was not around when she sacked me. So when the boy comes out, I can go to him so that he will take care of me. But she didn't allow. She said still she will not accept me to be in her room whilst I'm pregnant. My grandpa went on his knees and then begged her. So she told me that I should come into the room, but she gave me days to go back again. So I should make sure I leave her house before giving birth.
Gina yearns to return to school to prepare for her final exams, but she fears that without support, that will be a mirage.
I know I've made a mistake. That's why I've been thrown out from that house. I know it's a big mistake that I've made, but I need someone to help me so that I can further my education, so that I can be lighting in the future, because I want my future to be the best for me.
The lesson I heard that she is pregnant, I was very shocked, disappointed, because that is not the plan for me to her. So I was very That was now. God willing, she get delivered, or she have delivered. So now My plan for how she will return back to the school or return to school because of the baby. By all means, I don't have nothing doing. And I lost their father a long time, almost 17 years now.
In our English lesson, we are going to look at one of our selected poems.
Meet 17-year-old nursing mother, Laura, as I choose to call her. Laura has a 4-month-old baby. In spite of her circumstances, Laura is determined to complete her secondary school. Laura became pregnant shortly after taking the Basic Education Certificate Examination, BCE. She attended an after-school celebration party after completing junior high school. She had such a wild time, got wasted, engaged in sex, and became pregnant.
It happens when I was in Form 3, when we completed JHS 3. And we went to a pens down in our town. When we came back, I was drunk and the thing happened between me and the boy. And about 1 month later, my mother got to know that I'm pregnant. And she asked me, who am I, or who is the child's father? And I mentioned the name to her.
Laura initially consented to aborting the fetus, but the fear of losing her own life in the process haunted her. So she decided to keep the pregnancy.
She said I should give the guy's number to her, and I gave it to her. She called the guy and she told him that I'm pregnant, so what should they do about it? And they asked me, I told my mother I want to continue my education, so I would like to abort the child. And my mother also agreed. When we went to the hospital, they said it's 4 months now, so we have to go to Amasamai hospital, the government one, and that one too is 800 cedis. My mother told the guy, and he said, okay, if I said I want to go and abort it, she'll give me the money. And I was scared, and I told my mother I can't do it again, so I will bring it to school. And he said okay.
Laura enrolled at Adidome Senior High School to study home economics while she was pregnant. 3 weeks before childbirth, she was granted a leave of absence.
My father is the one who is taking care of me, but my mother did not tell him. But I managed to bring it to school. When I came to, my friends was like, my friends were like, I shouldn't worry, they will take care of me. So at times I will be crying that my friends are not pregnant, but as for me, I'm pregnant and I'll bring it to school. So I was ashamed, but I managed to stay here till June, yes. But we didn't vacate before I went home. And on July, I gave birth. I delivered in 1st July. And my mother said she would take care of the baby, so I should come back to school. I was pregnant in JHS 3 and I gave birth in SHS 1. My child is a girl and she is 4 months old. My mother has been taking care of her by giving her the NAN 1, so she's not breastfeeding.
Shika, Laura, and Gina represent the thousands of teenage girls who get pregnant annually in Ghana. Over the last 5 years, the Ghana Health Service District Health Information Management System reported that more than 500,000 girls became pregnant. Over 13,000 girls that got pregnant are between the ages of 10 and 14, while some 500,000 are between the ages of 15 and 19. In 2018, the Ghana Education Service, through the Girls Education Unit, developed a policy framework to help address the problem of pregnancy among schoolgirls. The policy, among other things, is to ensure that girls who are pregnant get a second chance to continue their education during pregnancy and after childbirth. Prior to its introduction, school heads used their own discretion to allow pregnant girls or teenage mothers to remain in school. As a result, some girls dropped out of school due to stigma, while many others are asked to withdraw by their school heads.
The school have helped me. Yeah, the teachers, they fully help me. They don't let me work. When my friends are working, I just look at them. Yeah, so I should not do a hard work. So,
at times, someone will fetch water down for me to bath. Others will help me wash my things and carry my bag to school for me. They also encourage me not to worry. One of our headmistress also, at times, she will cook and call me to come and eat at her house.
The Adidome Senior High School has made a concerted effort over the years to provide supportive environment for pregnant schoolgirls and young mothers by reducing stigma and discrimination against them. Dr. Vincent Atiku is the headmaster.
The girls who get pregnant in our schools must be allowed, must be given the needed support so that they can continue with their education. The fact that they are pregnant doesn't mean they can continue learning. And the pregnancy is for a period. After that period, they should be able to return to school to continue with their education. So GES has this policy and has educated all heads of senior high schools, even including the basic schools, that because the pregnancies are occurring in our schools, we should accept these girls in our schools, educate the community about the support they need. We encourage them, we take them through guidance and counseling so that they don't stop when pregnancy occurs, but they continue with their education. And that is what we've been doing since GES came in with this policy. You know, formerly it wasn't so. You got pregnant, you were supposed to be dismissed, sacked. But GES saw the wrong we were doing to these girls, and so they came in. Now we had to accept them, and that is what we've been doing since.
It is the desire of parents, school authorities, and indeed the government to prevent pregnancy among schoolgirls. To this end, Dr. Atiku reviewed some measures taken are yielding results.
The girls' pregnancy issue has caught, if not international attention, and national attention. So the girls' education unit of the Ghana Education Service has often visited our schools to meet the girls for education on pregnancy, sexual reproductive health. They've been coming to give such education on periodic basis to our girls in our schools. They have even formed girls' clubs where they meet weekly to go through some studies to guide them on how to avoid pregnancies, keep themselves, and focus on their studies. So those are the things that are being done. They are being done in our schools. So we have the clubs, we have the guidance and counseling unit that organizes counseling sessions for our girls to educate them to be careful so that they can have sound education without pregnancy in our schools. And I think it's yielding results. Really, initially there were more cases, but now that efforts are on the ground to give them education, you realize that they are not as rampant as we saw them previously. So cases have really come down. Cases have come down.
I think now the attention should be drawn to the boys, because we do this to the girls and then they go out and these boys are, should I say, harassing them. So now the attention should be with the boys. Let's tell them that it is good. The passion that they are having, it's normal for them to have those passion because God created it so that they can appreciate it or use it in future. So let's tell them and then let them know that they have a great responsibility ahead. As a man, as a boy, growing up to be a man is not easy. And then they have a greater responsibility. And this is the time they must do what? They must work things out. So they should not bring the cart before the horse. If they bring the cart before the horse, they will be locked up somewhere. So this is what we have to do. So boys' club should even be more and should be more effective.
Despite the progress made, there are still some obstacles to achieving universal enrollment. The role of parents and guardians is crucial in ensuring no girl is left behind.
Many of these girls are really very brilliant. They have all the capabilities. Only that the pregnancy came in. And that doesn't mean their life should be terminated, their education should be terminated. We must rally behind. We need to give them counseling. We need to give them support. We have had cases where when the girl becomes pregnant, then the parents have washed off their hands from any matter pertaining to the girl. And so there are some girls who after delivery have nobody to take care of the child. There is no arrangement for them to come to school and continue with their education. I will plead with parents. They can fall on relatives. Some relatives, if not the relative of the girl's family, then the relatives of the boy's family, so that they quickly arrange for support for the girl. You know, these girls, when they are well educated, life for them becomes better tomorrow. Aside them, they are from the various families. When the girls are better educated and they reach the top, when resources are around them, the girls become the benefit to these families. And they become great benefits for their generations too. But if we say that they are pregnant, and so we are abandoning them, we feel that all hope for them is lost, and so we abandon them. At the end of the day, we are destroying our families, and we are destroying them too. Let's rally behind them and give them the kind of support that they need. The fact that they are pregnant doesn't mean they have ended their journey of education. The journey of education can still continue. There are many who have become pregnant, and when parents give them the support, they have gone through their education, and they are at all walks of life.
I want to be a soldier.
I want to become a nurse.
I want to be a police.
These three girls, Shika, Laura, and Gina, are determined to succeed. They are focusing on the brighter side of life. Shika has vowed to soldier on and achieve her dreams. Laura is also determined to keep nursing her dreams, while Gina is resolute in policing her dreams to the top. Emmanuel Juvenis report for Joy Prime.